It's 8 o'clock, actually, not too bad. That's a good, I think our meeting's gonna go fast. All right, so with that, I guess we'll move on to the official, First Aid Amateur Relay, Radio Club meeting for February. I guess we'll start with, my guy right here, the treasurer's report, because I'm all on a whack here.
Gonna do introductions?
Oh, we usually do introductions, but I mean, do we want to do introductions formally? I think everybody sees everybody's name and call sign here, right?
I'm good.
Right. Any questions before we get started with the meeting?
We have a couple of guests if you want to
Oh,
say
yeah.
hi.
Well, I know I see Mark is here, right, from the ARL, right? Are you still here, Mark? He must have bumped out.
He had his tax guy was he was meeting with his tax guy, so he had to bill.
Mike, who else is here? I noticed everybody on the call.
We have Stephen.
Yes, hello.
Oh, hi, Steve. I'm sorry. Man, I couldn't see you with the hat on.
Well, I'm sorry. I get very cold. I have no hair.
That's okay.
Welcome to the
Not
club.
a redhead.
Thank you. I found that quite interesting. All new to me. Anyway, I'm going to have to go. So I will say good night.
Okay.
And I originally got on because I had questions about tubes, which I inherited a huge amount of tubes from a place called McCain High School many years ago. And I don't know if they're any good. But then I found in my basement that I also inherited a tube tester. So I'm like in heaven.
Cool.
So I can figure out what these tubes are, whether they're any good. So, and I can repair some of the radios I have. All right. Well, thank you so much.
I hope to see you next month then.
Okay.
All right.
Just keep me on the list. All righty.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's get started. Dave, can we get a treasurer's report, please?
Yeah.
Okay. With that, can I get a motion to accept the treasurer's report? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
I mean, I have to accept the motion first, right?
Well, you skipped a couple steps, but I think we're good.
I move to accept.
So much for Robert's rules.
Robert rules of order is not my forte, as they say. Okay, with that, let's move on. Thank you, Dave. I guess we'll move on to old business.
So I have, I seem to have lost my notes from January's meeting. So I will solicit input for old business in just a second. But Dave, the memberships that you received, it was for Monty, Jennifer, and Brian. Is that right?
And David.
And David. Okay, I'll have to get some information from you because I don't seem to have the count of functions, club functions. From what I can see, like this is Brian's second, but I don't know if he attended a weekly net, if somebody has record of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the number of club functions either.
Right. I've been on most of the radio nets, and
That-
those names don't sound familiar, other than Brian for being here. I don't know those other three. Dave, do you? Dave Scott?
Well, what was the call of the guy in question there?
There's three of them.
So I will take this offline. Dave, I'll email you and Alan, and
Okay.
we don't have to vote anybody in tonight.
Okay.
but-
I think that Brian probably has not attended enough club functions yet. I think last month was his first.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my second online meeting, and it's rare that I'm home on a weeknight, so I can't really attend nets that frequently.
Sure.
So
Well, congratulations for making this one. That's number 2.
Yeah, I'm traveling next week and then the week of March 18th till the end of March. But and who knows what's going to happen after that. But I'm home right now, so that's all that counts.
That's good. But
That is good.
no worries. You know,
Yeah.
no worries. Like you said, you got 2 down. It's just hitting something and you're good to go.
Right. And you can attend the meetings. I mean, the only thing you can't do is vote. Otherwise, you can
Yeah.
you can enjoy all the privileges and prerogatives except voting.
Okay.
We just want to make, especially for the people that have submitted dues with their membership, we just want to kind of get that balanced out.
And of course, important, right, Mike, is to make sure we keep a record because got their funding. And there we go, got the mouth.
I think
Yeah.
you have something in your teeth.
I thought I saw his tonsils there a second ago.
It picked up emotion. That's what it is, I don't know. Go back.
Why is it doing that to you? That is so weird.
Weird. Okay.
Are we able to
Right.
pay by PayPal yet?
It's
Yeah,
being
that was-
worked on.
Okay.
But as of December's meeting, I think, or last month, I don't remember, the club voted to not collect dues for 2021. So if you paid in 2020, we are going to count that for 2021. Do I have that wrong?
No, that's right. And if you paid for 2021, that will count for 2022.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. And so we still have to deal with the PayPal issue, but it looks like we probably would have to bite the bullet and accept a fee of about 80 cents for each transaction that takes place. But given that the original dues number of $20 was not exactly scientifically derived, the fact that we would lose 80 cents from it and that we probably have less than 35 members, which works out to maybe $30 a year in a PayPal fee in a year when everyone pays by PayPal. It's probably not a big deal, and we could probably go ahead and just accept the fee.
President is speaking. The president says 1 less donut for everybody per year. Okay, that's how he saved the money.
And that's actually a good thing for everybody. I
Yeah,
could do
well-
with 1 less donut.
1 less donut.
We haven't bought donuts in 12 months, so I think we're good there.
1 less donut. That's the 80 cents you make up.
What about raising it to $21?
Oh gosh.
Actually, I think you'd have to rate us to $20.84.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yes.
All right. Any other old business that anybody can remember that I can document? I'm pretty sure I have. I don't know why this one's empty, but
I think I'm looking on my notes here. I don't know if I see anything here.
yeah, I started a new format for the Word doc, and I can't seem to find the one that I actually took the notes on. I'm kind of
Oh, wait.
really aggravated about
One
that.
of the things you brought up last week, Mike, was the space on the website. Was it?
Yeah, so that's we opted to move these recordings to YouTube. So one thing that I would like to do is basically create a Google account under the secretary alias because it's just an alias. If I happen to leave, that alias can be redirected to anybody else in the club, assuming that Google lets me do that. But I would prefer to set up a Google account with that alias so that we can post them and we have continuity of account ownership rather than it be under a specific email address. Or I could, well, yeah, we don't have real email addresses with the club website, so it would have to be an alias anyway.
I don't think, I think, all right.
Okay. So I'll actually put that under new business because that was outside of the meeting. All right, if we have any other old business, I'll find it and get it into the notes. So we'll consider that new business.
All right, I guess we should move on to new business then, since we're not having.
Okay.
We have a bunch of things we do want to talk about on new business here.
Yep.
So,
Okay, Alan.
Mike, yes.
So new business, 2 items real quick, programs. So next month is, I believe, March. And that is.
You're right.
Dave is going to talk about Mars,
Oh,
the
cool.
Mars program.
Very cool, Dave.
Okay. And then in April, I believe Chet is going to talk. I believe, Chet, what is yours going to be on?
You're muted, sir.
I have 2 Arduino projects that I wanted to talk about. One that I developed myself that can help me get going, and another one that's out of the QST.
Cool.
It's called the, what is it, CW Elmer. It's really kind of interesting.
Well, that'll be good. So that's going to be the 2 next programs up. And then May, I will talk on GPS. So we need something for June, July, August, and going forward. So if anybody would like to
Well,
volunteer, I did send an
June
email
is
out.
field day.
So is May.
It was May.
Usually May too.
Yeah. I got a topic that I probably want to eventually present too.
So I'll send out another email. And if you could, when do you think you'll be able to put, Mike?
Yep.
REU, when do you think you'll be able to put those programs up on the website?
They'll be up by this weekend.
Yeah. So that would be those 2, the ones for March and April. All right, great. Thanks.
So
Yeah.
I would suggest we push back your May one.
All
May
right.
and June, we typically do field day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we could slot you in for July,
August, whatever. Yeah, okay.
August.
That's fine.
July is usually post field day.
I'm building a precise poor man's rotor controller using Arduino too. So that's something I eventually want to present. I'll do that in the fall, I guess.
All right, so we got it pretty well set through June. So we're gonna I'll come back around in May, and we'll get some more going for the rest of the year. The
Great.
only other thing was I was going to try to get a buddy of mine to do a talk. Dr. Ted Rappaport. I don't know if you know him. He's a 3-4G guy. He heads the tech lab in the School of Engineering at New York University.
Oh, okay.
And he's got a pretty good. He's been keynote speaker at a lot of events. I'm going to talk to him, see maybe I can get him to come in for half an hour to give a talk.
That's great.
Cool. Yeah.
So so before we move on to really the new business, I mean, since we just brought up the field day just topic, don't want to get into details, but what I would like everybody to think about for the next, as we move into these meetings to start to discussing field day, is I think the number one thing that we need to figure out is if we're not going to be physically co-located, we're going to be doing this virtual. Can we do it better? That's the theme that I want to put in everybody's head about what we can discuss, what options that we can put on the table to improve upon what we did last year. Primarily, my big goal is get everybody involved. So, because I'm just going to say, it was a handful of us. It was a pilot almost because it's something new to us. But I want to make sure that this year's field day, since we have an increased membership, that we want more participation. If it's virtual, I want to be able to do more virtual participation with the members of the club. That's the goal. That's the goal for field day this year, is an increased contribution. Because I know there are a lot of folks who join the club wanting to be involved in field day, you know? And unfortunately, last year was just a bad timing for us, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so let's think about that as we move closer to field day. You know, Mike, you know, we do this because I think there's got to be some great articles out there about how we can remote workstations and, you know, outside using TeamViewer, which was a perfect fit for last minute. Could you actually run like a rig pie on a device or something like that? Just food for thought. Food for thought. That's all I'm moving right. Seeding the thoughts for everybody right now. Okay.
I have one suggestion that we didn't realize this until field day, but the two antennas were so close that the flex would cut out when the other transmitter transmitted.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, so we need to separate the antennas a little bit. But the other thing that occurred to me after the fact, it seemed like people were much more comfortable using their own station and sending in, you know, as part of the club rather than trying to work a remote station. For whatever reason, I do that all the time, so it's second nature for me. But for a lot of people, it's not. So that may not be the best option. I don't know.
So just to kind of on that too, not everybody has. A lot of people in the club here. Not everybody here has an equipment. They don't have the equipment.
Yeah. I know.
Right? So this gives them an opportunity to actually get on, sit in the seat and play. And I think that was always a thrill for me for the first time.
Me too.
Yep.
Okay. So we address that as we move forward.
I say we all get our shots and then we don't have to worry about it.
Well, that would be nice. Obviously, I would love that. And another thing too is not that I don't want to pay Bill any more rent, but are there other options for physically setting things up? Just not that I want to pay Bill rent. I'm just saying that.
Yep.
Maybe we have a bigger place or some place we can spread out more or something like that we can actually, participate that way. So, and of course, the other option has been always a fallback option. Is it the middle school? You know?
So on that, I would suggest, Chet, if you don't mind, would you mind reaching out to the school and try to see if we can get permission?
Not a problem. It's $20. And what happened last year, I sent them a check for $20 and they never cashed it because we didn't use it. They just threw it away. So it really doesn't cost us anything if we don't use it.
I think we should go through with it, and because if we end up having to be able to do it, at least we'll have it.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to do that.
Thank you, Chet.
Oh, welcome back here. No problem here.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. I mean, we as we get closer, let's explore more options. But I want people thinking about this as we get closer. I don't want us to get thinking for the first time when we finally have this discussion. So, okay.
You're taking the fun out of it, Alan. Too much prep.
Part of it is people can bring in ideas.
Too much prep.
Yeah.
I had this argument at work. We prep for DR. I don't understand. We do DR exercises, but we do so much prep work for the test. It's not a test.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move off this topic. I didn't want to bring field day up into details, but I did. My fault. We could have done this as new business. Let's move on to new business. If there's not any more old business we want to bring up.
Well, I think we're in new business.
I figured so, but I want to make sure that we are good to go. Okay, so new business. Where do we want to start? Should we start with our repeater site being down? I'm throwing that one over your way, Dave, Scott, Mr. Scott.
Oh, okay. Well, first, let me give you an update on today's radiological emergency preparedness program rehearsal drill. We had, I think, about 11 or 12 participants. Let me, right off the bat here, let me give you a shout out to Wendy and Tom, who tag team today as net control officers and did an absolutely spectacular job herding the cats all day. And Ken was on there, Chet for a while. I think Alan K3 Alpha 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 was there as well, several others. Our objectives today, I was operating from the Newcastle County EOC. Our objective today was to get a little practice on net control and net disc officers remote from the EOC. That was a finding from about a year ago when we decided you really can't do a net control inside the EOC. So that proof of concept was proven, worked extremely well. Peer-to-peer WinLink, that went pretty good. Some stations, not all stations around the county can reach everybody else on Simplex. The county EOC there in Newcastle, I pretty much could. So that worked good. We also did some FL Digi, MT63 2K long. Again, at the EOC, I had to use the old-fashioned acoustic coupling method. That worked great. I think just about everybody who played on the FL Digi, their equipment was cooperating. Their 213s automatically, kind of pop up. Fortunately, they work for me. So when I was showing the officials at the EOC, it worked. They were amazed and thrilled with that. We also found a little glitch. A3 MOT-10 WinLink node. That's Steve Sorenko down there. Odessa or Townsend, somewhere in that neck of the woods. And after a whole bunch of trial and error, we decided he shifted his frequency a little bit. He was 145030. We shifted it up to 145080, and amazingly, it worked. So I think everybody should have got it was seen on a reflector today in the Aries One notification about that new shift in frequency for Steve. I haven't got a chance to try for my home station here up in Talley's Corner to get them, but I think I might now on that new frequency. With regard to W3 DR8-10, apparently there is a software glitch that Paul Malazzo, K3 PGM, is going to have to sort out a little bit. And so it may be a while before the W3DR8-10 is back online as a WinLink node. However, it still functions beautifully as a digipeater, and just so happens that there is another WinLink node over Salem, Cumberland County, New Jersey, about 30 miles away. Also operates on the same frequency as 3DR8-10. That's 145070. And you can use W3DR8-10 as a digipeater to get to the one in New Jersey, and that works perfectly for me. So to be able to hit W3DR8-10 before, you can still hit it, and it'll work as a digipeater, and it will cross over the river to New Jersey, and you can connect into WinLink that way. I tested that out also from the EOC today. That worked fine. So our objectives were proven perfect with external net control, great herding of the cats, some simplex work around the county that generally did pretty good. WinLink and again conventional WinLink node kind of stuff. So I was a very happy camper. If Tom, Wendy, or Chet, or Ken, if you have any observation you want to share with the team, we can do that. I am looking forward to possibly doing a WinLink HF type exercise. I am also looking to have another mini set, at least up here for the Newcastle County, possibly sometime maybe early April. we work on that. So, but I was a happy camper with how things went today. The actual real rep drill, the one that's going to be graded by FEMA, is going to be in April. I think it's April. Stand by 1 second.
Around the 25th, Dave,
I
something
think
like
25th or 28th. Let me hang on. April. It's a Wednesday, 28th. So if you'd like to sign up for that one as well, I hope the guys and gals who played today will be back. And they're going to share lessons learned with me as well. So once I get everybody's 3 went wells and 3 areas for improvement, I'll get kind of an after action report. But Tom, Wendy, Ken, and Chet, anything you want to add?
Well, just to give you an update, there were a total of 16 stations that were on, counting you guys in the EOCs. And it was really good because not all of us, as you pointed out, could talk to everybody on Simplex, but we had people throughout the county who kind of made out for that. So bouncing back and forth, like when we did the WinLink exercise and did that as a peer-to-peer, we used the repeater to set everybody up. And then, so there was a good camaraderie and a good work around. And Ken was one of the people that had good, strong signals, and he could pick up a lot. You in the EOC, you were the perfect person to help control that without being the net control. So, at least your equipment was pretty much working. But yeah, it was great. Everybody that was able to participate. I think there were 7 of us that did the WinLink peer-to-peer. So that was pretty good out of the 16. So some people had to leave early, and some people weren't set up for that. So you figure some were radio, some were for digital stuff. So it was a good blend.
So who was the radio swivel chair?
Well, Tom and I shared that. Is that what you're talking about? Who was net control?
Because obviously somebody who's positioned in the middle somewhere would be the swivel chair. Which,
Yeah, we didn't.
That was probably kind of me. Because I had a dual role of being the EOC liaison and sort of exercise controller. So if there's some miscommunication or if I had to kind of get things back on track, I jumped in for that. But the external net control and the tag team net control, I thought went very, very well.
Well, it took the burden off of you by not having to do the check-ins and monitor the traffic going back and forth. You could do your liaison job and then pop on as you needed to communicate for us to share stuff.
So I was the reason I was bringing up the issue about the repeaters. I picked up from Chet one of the digipeaters that he had, the one of the what do you call it, the TNCXs, and I have a radio. And I'm willing to dedicate that radio with that TNC, and I could throw an antenna up in my attic on VHF, and I'm over here in the corner I'm down by Glasgow on the border of Maryland, so I'd like to set something up so we can cover this part of the state. That would be very useful. I just wanted somebody give me some hints about how to connect up that WinLink to the actual, I know how to do WinLink, but connect it up as part of the gateway. I could talk to Steve. Maybe I'll reach out to Steve and see how he set his up.
Alan,
Yes.
this is Ken. I was just going to say, one of the things that came up is that we need somebody probably down in your direction because I'm able to hit W3DRA-10, but I can't hit W3MOT or K3MOT, and somebody in your area probably could, and I'd love to be able to digipede from you down to MOT.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a backup for when DRA is down.
You may want to try the new frequency.
I was just going to say, I'm going to try the new frequency.
Yeah, that might help. Like say, Steve was thinking that because he was there's some interference when we moved to 080 there. All things. So you may want to try again with his new frequency.
Yeah, but I'm not even hearing him. So
he's all the way down. He's got to be about 5-10 miles down south of the canal, over on the river, on the bay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can hear Steve from my place. I'm in Middletown. He's probably about 5 miles from me, maybe.
Yeah.
I connected with his the K3MOT-10 once with no problem.
Mhm.
Then I tried again and had a problem. So,
It's really weird.
now that they changed it, maybe it'll work.
The propagation's really strange around here because where I live just south of Iron Hill, on Baltimore Pike, over in that area there, right? I used to be able to hit the repeater or up on 202 and 95 there, right? No problem. But I can't hit Steve's site down there in Middletown, and yet Steve is probably 5 miles closer. Let's say 10 miles 5 to 10 miles closer. So it's all about propagation. It's kind of strange, the propagation around here.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I'm willing to dedicate a computer. So putting a gateway up for another WinLink is probably something I could do. I just need to get some hints about how Steve set his up. I want to make it as simple as possible, but if anything, I can put a digipeater up.
Well, that would be great because that as Ken mentioned, that discussion did come up with us today. So do you have Steve's email and his contact stuff, or I can get it to you if you need it?
Even here's the irony. The irony of it all is I'm in an HOA, so I'll put the antenna in my attic and see how well we perform. And then maybe this will give me a good reason to put it on the roof because I'm actually supporting emergency operations services, right? Right, Dave? You're going to help me, right, Dave?
I will write any kind of letter. I can put all kind of logos on a letterhead that you want, and I can,
The letterhead is what we need.
Official correspondence from the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Signed by Uncle Joe.
Alan, did you run for the HOA board yet?
Oh no, they actually didn't. They have a board established, but I never saw any voting come across. You gotta love it around here the way they do things. But they may give me a hard time. I won't go. I wanted to get off this topic, but they haven't given me a hard time about my antennas that I got up right now. I keep them discreet, and my neighbors on the left and right of me, they're okay. I talk to them; they're fine what I have. So right now it's all good. Let's not rattle the cage. But anyway, so other than that, Dave, anything else you have to add?
No, yeah, just thanks to all the cooperation. I was a real happy camper with how things went, and the crew at the EOC, the county emergency management folks were quite pleased and impressed as well. So thank you all. Great job for the exercise participants. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave. Any other new business that anyone wants to bring up? No new business? We're all good? Foster, you got anything you want to add? You always got some good topic or two to bring. You're muted, sir.
I said I'm good. I accomplished what I wanted to was to flip the programs around so we could get through that piece.
Okay. Okay, then should we have no Mark kind of left on us early tonight. He was here from ARRL. He was here, unfortunately. So we may have,
I did have
go ahead.
From Mark. Can you get him was it Mike or who's ever in charge of putting people on the reflector? He apparently told me that he wasn't getting Google Group stuff. So if you could add Mark to the Mark Stillman KA3JUJ to your reflector.
I added him again earlier today, or earlier in the meeting.
Oh, great, thank
you. Okay. So no other new business. No other ARL. So do we want to close this meeting?
I make a motion we end the meeting.
Wait a minute. I have an idea.
Okay.
I would just like to remind everyone that that Brian has put together a map of packet radio stations.
Yep.
And we haven't had a whole lot of entries. And so I'd like to invite everyone who is 2 meter or VHF packet, VHF, HF packet radio capable to pull out that email, which he sent to the club. I think it was to the club. And enter your data for your station so we can add a pin on the map for your location. You don't have to have your station on all the time. It doesn't have to be 24/7 in order to indicate that you have packet radio and where you're located. That's all.
Hey Dave, did you get mine? You know,
Who's talking?
it's Mike, W3ASW.
Oh, I don't remember seeing you on the map.
So what do I have to do? I mean, I logged into different things. I'm there and I'm putting the beacon out. So what do I need to do?
Okay. There was an email that Brian sent to the Club Reflector, I thought. Am I wrong?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look at
Go
it.
to the Club Reflector, but if you go to depn.net, there's a link down towards the bottom of the page. Or actually, if you just click the Delaware packet, I forgot what it's called. Where's my website?
Where's your website, Brian?
Yeah.
It's depn.net.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, just go to down the bottom of the main page, active packet radio stations and nodes in Delaware. And you can click here and add your node. Just fill the form out.
All right.
Very good.
Basically, you just want to know that whether or not we have packet capability.
Yeah, your location, packet hardware, 24/7, any digipeaters, SSIDs for digipeater or keyboard or PBBS. You just fill the form out. It's pretty intuitive.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Brian. All right, now shall we end this venue?
Motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Meeting's adjourned. All in favor?
I
All right. I didn't think I needed a vote for that.
The high point of my week. Thanks, guys. It was fun.
Oh, gee.
Night, everybody. Thank
See
you.
ya.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.